What's up guys, this is Rami from Overtone again. I hope you're doing really well and you're in the best health. Today I want to present you our next guest on this channel. We have the incredible Tambour, live from Montreal, Canada. And Tambour is a musician and a composer that I really like, and he has this, he specializes in cinematic and organic music. And what I like about him is that it really connects with your deepest core, so to speak, and on a really emotional level. This is something I really like about his music, and this is why I did a conversation with him. And in those 30 minutes I really learned a lot of things, and I hope that you will also learn tons of information. Especially he talks about how he started and how he built his way until this point, where he has pretty awesome projects, I would say. He's doing live shows, and he has a really cool team, and so I'm so amazed. I hope you will be as well. And so let me know in the comments if you like this, and if you have any questions, let me know as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Lay back and enjoy!
So yeah, I've been playing music for a while now, but before like playing all this instrumental stuff, I was more like doing in bands and like playing different instruments and guitar and bass. And at a point, I didn't have no more project, and so I was kind of I wanted to play, but I was like just alone. I didn't have some band to jam with, so I just decided to start playing like alone in with my guitar, and I think that's where it all started, because I never really was a good singer, and not a good writer. I never been really good with like writing songs and stuff, and we were talking about it. I did write some songs before, and I had a solo project where I was singing, but I was like writing in English and stuff, and it was just because I was just kind of wanted to imitate like bands that I listened, so my lyrics were like not really, they was just lyrics to be lyrics. So I've never been really into like singing stuff, so I started to go more into just playing and instrumental stuff, and I started to listen to some instrumental music, and I started listening to more like post-rock music, like Sigur Rós, and there's a band, you know this band called This Will Destroy You?
No, actually not.
I don't know, it's a band, like I listened to that, and it's really ambient and stuff, and but it's a band. And I just started doing like some slow things on the guitar, and just I started to also buy some pedals, you know, with reverb and stuff to make it. And I just decided to record some of the stuff with my computer, and started, you know, working with a computer and just doing that for fun. But at a point, I was starting to develop my own kind of style, you know, and I was like, this is good. And there wasn't never actually like music that was doing the same thing as that. So there was a lot of artists who did instrumental music, but I don't know, at that point it wasn't like really people talking about it and stuff and reading out of it. So I felt like it was something totally new for me. So I just went down that road and started to you know, you with the computer, you could add stuff. You could add like some pads and then some effects, and then but yeah, it mainly started on the guitar, and then at a point I was just like, I want to do I want to do a record of all these different ideas that I have, you know. But it was a big project at that time in my head. Making a record is a big project. Like I'm working on one now, and it's really really long and really takes a lot of energy, money, and like investment. But it's great. But you know, at the time for me it was a big thing, and I was at school, and I was starting to do some music for theater, you know, theater plays and stuff.
Yeah.
So I started to do that while I was studying, and then I was like, I really like that, and I was starting to do like some instrumental music because like for theater, and it's kind of soundtrack, and I was like, and I was studying movie.
Was it for the school theater or for some
No,
imaginary
some part? You know, I knew a girl. She was in that theater, and they needed the composer for someone. I just like started like that, and I was studying movie, and I was like, maybe doing soundtrack would be something that I would very like to do. You know, combining instrumental music with movie. You know, because I really I'm a fan of cinema. Like I really love it. And I actually, it's the first time now that I did the soundtrack, because I just finished the soundtrack, and it's like my first. But like from the past year, I didn't do any soundtrack. But that's what I wanted to do at that time. So I decided that that I won't wait for a movie to happen, or for someone to contact me to do a movie, and I will just do like instrumental music and do an album. And with that, I'll try to, you know, meet some people, and that, or people would listen to my music, and they would you know, reach for me if they want to use my style in their film, whatever. So that was at the point, and that's when I started Projet Hertz. And it was called Projet Hertz because for me it was just one project. I just wanted to do an album, and I don't know if you listen to all of it, like the album from the script, like it's pretty long, and there's a lot of different stuff. Like there's some ambient stuff, there's some post rock. You know, I play with drums and stuff, and I actually did a show with that album. So we were like 11 musicians on stage. There was like some brass, some strings, some drums, and I don't know, it was my first show ever, and I decided to go. And I never studied music, you know, I don't even know how to read or write music, so it was really a big thing, and I still don't. But yeah, so that's how it kind of started. So Projet Hertz, it was my first really album, so that's why it was one project, and with so many different kind of mood, and I felt like it was a kind of a portfolio. Can we say that? Portfolio of like what I can do. And then after that, I kept doing some songs, but I put some stuff on Bandcamp. I don't know if it was before or after Projet Hertz, you know, while I was making the record and stuff, but I had just some song that really didn't make it to the record, so I think I posted it. I know, like after the release, I started to post some just instrumental stuff that I was doing on SoundCloud. But for me, SoundCloud was really like I was just putting sketches of like ideas that I had, you know, would turn out to be a great song. But what really changed is I don't know if you notice in the album of Projet Hertz, there's the song called L'hiver sans apostrophe, which is like the one that I just released now. Well, that I released with Chapitre 2 called L'apostrophe, which is like piano and string quartet, and that was the only song in Projet Hertz that was actually piano and strings. And I was just starting to play piano actually when I were working on that album. I was just kind of learning my way through the piano because I didn't take lessons. So I was, yeah. So it was really basic, but on the other time, I did a lot of arrangement and stuff, so I kind of learned. But after that, that's what I wanted to do. I think there was a lot of things happening, like in the scene where there are like artists like Olafur Arnalds and like Max Richter and Niels Fram. Those guys that just made it super. Um, they just made some awesome stuff that I didn't know, like that no one was doing really, and they make it big so it reaches here in Montreal. And I was like, okay, it's possible to do like there's a scene for that, and and I got super inspired by like people like that doing instrumental stuff, and I wanted to do like more delicate stuff. So it was like piano and strings. I want to go down that road, and I started to compose on the piano rather than on the guitar. And then so I started composing on the piano and work with the strings. And this is when I started to change my name to Tambour, and then the whole process of like writing this song in that style. And that's so I decided to release a first EP in 2015, Chapitre 1, and then Chapitre 2 last year, which is because I needed EPs to really. It's still, for me, those two EPs are still an exploration of what I can do. It was just like trying to work my style into how to arrange my stuff, because I do everything alone. So the strings are played by a real strings player, but I write them all. So it's a long process, and I write a lot. I compose a lot. I have so many songs, but I decided to start with 4 there and then another 4 last summer. But I still have like a lot of songs. And now I could say that I'm ready for like having my first. I see it as my first album that is a real album, not like some experimentation or some way of finding my style. And I kind of define where I want to go with my songs. But it's just recent that I'm ready. So now I'm really working on a full album that is going to be really like Tambour, and like this is. After all these exploration, because I needed to go through these steps before being really ready to do like a big thing.
Yeah. So, and what do you think, or how would you define that final version of yourself? Like, how is it different from the older projects, or what do you think is the core of that new thing?
Well, I guess I evolve also, like as just as a human being. I've been living in different inspirational environment and stuff, and working in different projects. Like you see, this year I'm working on I just finished the soundtrack of a short film, and I'm working also on another soundtrack. And these experiences, like a soundtrack, it's not just about you, it's about fitting it to the image. So this is an old process, but it actually inspired me in a way that I work my music. So that's just an example on different things that maybe happen since. And I did a lot of live performance. Like I try to do shows a lot here in Montreal, because Montreal is really like a city that it's really good for that, because you can go like anywhere, anytime. If you want to do shows, it's possible, and it's been doing good. And I've been bringing lots of instrument on stage, and just when you do a show, you have to make sure the parts are clear. So I have to, since I don't write music, I have to work with somebody who write down the parts, so all the players have their parts and it's clear and stuff. But that makes me like work more, because I have to be really disciplined. Do we say that? Discipline?
Yeah.
And that brings my level of like experience my experience to another level where it's more like serious, not serious, but like I don't know, like it needs to be like official and clear for the musician. So I have to write in that way, you know. And then when I hear it with like the way that I've arranged stuff, that I give that line to the French horn and that line to the cello, and then I hear it, and I think, and I learn from that, and I think it's really beautiful that I did that. So that's another thing that I learned. And then when I'm writing new songs and stuff, I'm thinking about all these things, all these arrangements I made for the live performance, and like all these things that I did for a soundtrack. And now I'm also I don't want to do that much of like an instrumental album that is piano and strings and ambient, like, because I feel like in the past 3 years or 4 years since, you know, this Olafur announced things and like those big stars of ambient music, I feel that a lot of people try to do that kind of stuff, and I really want to do. I think I went down that way, and I'm gonna. It's still piano and strings, but I added a lot of other like orchestral instrument, like I said, French horn and clarinet and like vibraphone and other tonal percussion, and also going into the really minimalism. You know, like Philip Glass style, like just some pattern and something that are just slowly evolving. And I have some songs that are like 11 minutes, and I have some songs that are 2 minutes, and so that's gonna be the album. You know, it's just gonna it's gonna be. I don't want to make it too like a concept album. I don't want to make it like, oh, it's super concept and start with that, and then it's like all the same piano and all the same orchestration. No, I think it's gonna be like just like a bit like Skip, like a bit. I want it to be like a really cinematographic album, which is like, it's like a movie. Sometimes there's a big song, sometimes there's just a transition, sometimes there's like something that is happy, and sometimes there's something that is sad. So that's where I'm heading. And also what really changed me is that I've been practicing piano a lot. Still haven't took some courses, but I'm thinking of it. But I've been just playing every day for the like past 3 years, you know, just working on stuff and going faster and then it's not that I write fast songs, it's just that my fingers are more at ease on the piano, even if I don't know all the notes and stuff. It's just about, and that brings me also to another level where I can do new stuff that I couldn't do 4 years ago, you know. So yeah.
And so I'm still interested to know what the actual purposes of your music. Like you talked about theater, and would you think that this is the main purpose, that your music is like would serve a theater setting, or
yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of people approach me for using my songs for movies and stuff, but what happened often is I'm asking them if it's possible for me to do something, like to do this creation for what they want to do, because yes, it's okay if you want to, like, if they want to buy my song for a movie and stuff, I think it's great, but I think like I didn't really make those songs like on albums and EPs like for a screen. So I feel like it's something separate. If people want to work with me like I've been working this year, it's I like it more, you know. I think it's better for me to do something that really fits to the theater or to the movie, rather than just using my songs. But my songs can help you know, creators and producers they can help them to know my style of music, or when they're working on a movie, they just listen to my stuff, and if they think that universe fits with their creation, I like it like that. That it's more that process than just using my song, and they're like, I want to work with you because of your universe. But I'm not really making music for that, actually. Like, it's not like, of course, I want to. Of course, I would like to make a living out of it, you know. And now it's kind of, I still need to work like two days a week in a restaurant to make it. So when you think about like making a living out of it, it would be that direction. It would be like selling stuff to like movies and then working movies. So now I'm heading towards that, but that's not really why I'm making music. I think I'm just making music because I feel like I need to, like, I play some, I when I play piano, like, since I don't read music, I never play song that already exists on the piano, you know. Like, I would love to, actually. I would love to play some Chopin and stuff and like just read, but since I don't know it, I just, when I'm on the piano, I just compose. I just do stuff. I play and I try to do some beautiful things. And this is all the things that for me, I cannot just play them and that's it, you know. Like, that would, I need to have a purpose of these songs that I'm doing, that I'm playing, and I'm like, yeah, it's good. I need to record it. I need to do something about it, you know. It's not about being known or stuff. It's just about, I need to put those songs out. I need to hear them, and then it's inside of me that I need the urge to arrange them and then to write stuff and to make it a song. It's like a living thing, I could say. Like, it's there, and I need to do something about it. If I don't do, like now, I have some songs that I've wrote in 3 years ago that I always just kept on the side because I was like, it's gonna be for my first album. It's gonna be for my first album. But now I have like, I don't know, like 45 songs that I've kept, you know, and then it's like, I'll need to do an album. I'm not gonna do a 45 song album, but I'm gonna do an album.
Why not?
But there's still gonna be like other songs that I don't know. So it's just really, I feel like I'm being pushed by my own creation. You know, it's kind of so yeah.
I think that would be a very interesting thing to have a 45-track album.
Oh man,
I think nobody did that so far.
It would take so long. I mean, it's so hard.
Lifetime project, man.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
So your process is mainly to so you sit down, you have an idea, and do you sit down on the piano and try to
Yeah, exactly. I just, the piano is my main inspiration. I mean, I don't. I'm not like, oh, I have an idea, I'm gonna go playing on the piano. Sometimes maybe because I listen a lot of music, and I listen a lot of different music, not just mainly instrumental, but like I listen to so many things, and sometimes I take notes, but the notes that I take and the things that inspire me in music, it's more the production, I could say, like how did they make that string sounds, or how did they
like the sound design, or
yeah, or just like how they, you know, sometimes just, oh, they started the song with some little electronic piano like for a while, and I'm like, oh, it's an idea that I really like, you know. It's more that than I want to do the same thing, you know. So usually it's more, I arrive on the piano, and I have a piano at home. I have a piano here. This is my studio space where I work. So I always have a piano near, and sometimes I just start to play, and I don't think, I just improvise, and sometimes I have a pattern that I really like, and I kind of develop through that. So that's why my songs are really minimal, you know, because I never go like in classical music where they would go like all across the keyboard, you know, from left to right, and then so different arrangement, different tempo shifting and stuff, which I find really beautiful and impressive. But it's not really what I do. I just kind of find something and I just build around it, and I want to take it like slowly and you know. So that's my. This is more how I work, you know. Really, it's the piano, and then from the piano, I would like record it and then do the arrangements with some string sounds, and then, you know, make my way to arrange it and like a puzzle, and then I have kind of a song, and then I telling you about doing some shows. I really like to have a show because I can use the song that it's built like there's the piano, there's some strings, but it's not really there. But it's no, I wrote down the strings, and then I go with the players and we do rehearsal, and then the song is like more taking life. So I hear with real violins how it sounds, and they make the musicians are also my friends, so they make like a suggestion about, hey, maybe I can play that part on the cello. You know, sometimes we don't really have time for that, but you know, sometimes it happens, and I really try to take it. And then I play it in show, but I play that version in show. You know, it's not the final version, but then I play it in show, and then from there I've just learned something about the song, I could say, and then I rework it, rearrange it, add some instrument, and then I'm closer to a final song. You know?
That's
and
a
like
cool approach.
Yeah.
I heard some other also producers who work like this. They play some version of the song in the show, and they see how it comes across, and then they might do some minor like corrections or something like that. It's cool, yeah.
Yeah, because I really like people and working with people. What I don't like about being a composer is that whole being alone all the time, like being alone in your studio and being alone playing piano and just like doing all the arrangements alone, and then you're just like giving the, you know, I try to bring as much people that I can in the process, you know, so that's why it's also long, because and I also want to pay the people who works with me. So it's like making an album. It takes a lot of money and a lot of time. That's why it takes so long, because I want to bring people. I don't want to do everything by myself. Not by myself, but like without seeing nobody. You know. Of course, I like to keep piano alone, but I do that at my place in my room when I want to be alone. But like this whole composing thing, I mainly compose the bass alone, but after that, it's really nice to work with people. I don't want to live a life where I'm never working.
I think I know what you mean. It's like you need some input from outside, like or
some input, and just even if it's not, even if they don't like give their input, just working with people, you know, having the real strings for you. I know that the VSTs and the MIDI strings nowadays are really like amazing, and they sound like the real thing, but working with someone and especially with violins, if I had an advice to give like to someone who started and who wants to do like modern classical stuff, I would tell him to work with some real violin, because violin is such a delicate instrument, and it's never really perfect, you know. And in the soundy VSTs, it's always like pitch perfect, you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's always like it's always beautiful. And when I was working actually with directors and stuff, and they have to know also, when you do all the pre-production before going in the studio, it's all in MIDI and it's also perfect. But I'm telling them, like, you know, it's not going to be the same thing with like real musician. It's going to be more textured and more delicate, which I find is really better than MIDI instruments.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's a hard instrument to play, and you need to be with some good instrumentalists if you want to have that edge. But like a string quartet, they play together and they like have to look to each other, and they're like, it's not like a piano where like this is a A and this is a A minor, or like guitar and a bass that would be like A minor and it's gonna sound A minor. Now it's more like A minor, like okay, we got this, and then it's like okay, and especially if, my kind of writing of strings is it's really slow, like you know those slow things, so they have to be together because they have to adjust and have the same, and they're working together. It's like four people with four instruments, four wooden instruments. It's like I think it's really cool. It's really more true than just you being on your keyboard and even for recording, you know, I've been listening to some modern classical stuff and with some MIDI strings. You know, it's okay. I mean, I don't want to judge it. It's just that, and I know that it costs a lot of money to have like a studio and some strings, and it's okay to start with. But I'm like I don't really like it. I don't.
Yeah.
I know that it's fake. So I know even if it's beautiful, I think there's something missing. There's something human missing.
Yeah.
So I will always go. I will always work with some real instrument, like my album that I want to do. There's so many different, like clarinet. There's a French horn and stuff, synthesizer. I really want to work some stuff. I will do a lot, but I would really want to work with people. That's like for sure.
So I hope you liked this video. If you did, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Also, if you want to see more of this type of thing. And as always, take good care and see you next time. Peace.